popping up. And I said, oh, okay, so this is the potato, you know, or the reaction of that potato. Because what ends up happening, from what I understand, now that I've like really done some deep diving in this, apparently when we eat lectins can scratch the inner side of your indigestive system, whether it be lectins or if you're eating gluten. Because with gluten, that's another thing. It causes a reaction with your stomach lining. So you have completely two different things. You have gluten and dairy, and then you have lectins. So with lectins, they scratch the inside of your intestines, and when they scratch it, it opens up these little pockets. And by the time you eat the food's already been broken down, and you're just passing waste, which is poop. You're passing bacteria, and then you're passing additional proteins that your body just has no use for it. And they can't really use it, like fibers and, again, gluten. Gluten always pops up in everything, and you'd be surprised how often it gets popped up. But anyway, so I would notice that, okay, well, based on the reaction of that potato or tomato, because he was eating both pretty much every day this past week, that's why I would see the bubbles coming up. So for those of you who are really, really monitoring what you're eating, if you feel that your energy level has dropped the next day, don't let it go. Don't think like, oh, it's probably because I just worked a lot, you know, the day prior. No, look at what you ate, because what you ate is going to tell you why your energy dropped. Now, I know that I say that I speak with a lot of people, and I do, and I try to circle back. I will say this, you know, when I circle back, and if you were requesting my help, or if I offered my help, and then I gave the information that I do, I mean, if you don't take it or do it, that's fine. I'm like fine with it. I will never get mad at nobody, because these are personal choices that have to be made, you know? And, I won't come back though. I will say that. Like, I don't come back and try to, you know, be persistent if you're not really trying. For those who have like barriers where funds are low, they don't have the support. Those are the people that I feel like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to be that person, so that way I can help them. Whether it be a little bit of funds, whether it be just someone that's just there because I understand what they're going through, then I'm going to be there. And if I see and hear that, hey, you know what? I did this morning. I changed this routine. That just lets me know, like, all right, that person's trying. So I'm going to continue to be persistent and come back around just to make sure. I don't want to see you fail, because I know that you can do it. Is it hard? Very hard. Can it be done? Yes, it can. Especially if you don't want to be living like that. Especially if you want to stop draining. If you want to be out of pain. And if you want to just go back to work. You know, a lot of these individuals don't work anymore because they've gotten to a level where it's really impacted them physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It messes with all of that. All of that. And I didn't want my son to be like that. I didn't want him to be depressed, because depression is a major thing with this disease and illness. Confidence. It breaks your confidence because you have holes all over your body. You have an odor, a scent that's being released by the bacteria. You can't have relationships because it's now made you super insecure about what your body looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like. So I know, I understand, because I didn't want my son to go through any of that. And that's the reason why I was so persistent in what I do and what I did, because I didn't want my son to live like that. I didn't realize like the suicide rate at one point. And I see a lot of people say like I don't even know why I'm alive. Why am I living in this condition? Because I'm like, those people are basically saying like, I'm alive, but I'm dead. Like, I'm dead. Why am I even here? So I can just imagine how many people have thought about it, because I see it in the groups that, you know, one time this one lady wrote, You know, has anybody ever thought about suicide? And man, did that hurt. Because I said, man, I don't never want my son to ever, I never wanted that to ever cross his mind. Not at 13. And I've talked to other grannies, you know. They're out there trying to help their daughters, help their sons take care of their grandbabies. And their grandkids are 16. They're in high school. They're in middle school. They're in elementary. And these kids are already depressed. They already hate life. And life hasn't even started. This is supposed to be the fun part of life. You don't have to worry about working. All you have to worry about is video games, junk food, and just, you know, getting in trouble for mischief. But no, these kids are out here dealing with some adult shit. Some stuff that they will never understand because their parents don't understand. And when you have that, you have the family there, but when the family doesn't understand, then it's like, damn, I'm really alone. So suicide is major. And if you're one of those that have ever thought about it, I do encourage you to reach out to me. Especially if you want to change and be better and get better. Because I don't mind being there. It's like yesterday I was talking to this young lady and I know she got mad. Because I asked her about what she had ate. And she had mentioned that she had ate cheese. And I was telling her, you know, well, that's going to create a reaction, you know, and she ended up going to the hospital because, you know, I'm not saying it was just the cheese, but it's just an overall, you know, we make exceptions for little things. And she was, you know, talking about her other conditions. And I have, for those of you that don't know, I have been diagnosed with diabetes. I have diabetes type 2. And honestly, I don't even feel like it impacts my life because I'm doing all this for my son, and unknowingly, I don't care. I don't really have to care about my health, but I care about my son's health, which is weird. We're all like that, right? So weird. When it comes to somebody else, we will put everybody else's health before our own. Because I have friends that are like that, but that's just the way it goes. But when I was helping my son with his skin and his inner issues for his body, unknowingly, I started taking care of myself. The acne that I had on my face is completely gone. I used to have all these little red dots on my shoulders. Those are gone. I was diagnosed with arthritis in my knee and in my shoulder. On this side, gone. The knee pain, gone. I used to take Advil all the time because I had headaches. I had bad headaches. And they just would not go away. Gone. Weight. I thought I've always struggled with weight, and just in these last 30 days with my son, I was even looking at him too, and I'm like, oh my God, he's lost so much weight. You would think that he would gain weight because he's eating a lot more, but no, he's actually lost weight. I've gone down, and this is I'm not promoting like diet. This is not a diet. What I'm letting you know is making you aware of inflammation. I did not know I was inflamed by 3 inches. So even though I lost 3 inches on my waist, that was inflammation. That had nothing to do with, you know, my fat cells or anything like that. This is just, think about it. Think of yourself as a loaf of bread. And if you're eating gluten, what does gluten do to bread? If you put gluten in bread or yeast and then you put it on the table, it makes it thicker. So when I'm over here eating it like it's, you know, candy in my food, in my seasonings, in whatever. And that's another thing, man, I get so sidetracked. You know, I was just teaching someone this morning, even yesterday, last night. I have lemon pepper. These are both lemon pepper. But one of them has milk and wheat. This one has milk and wheat. This one does not. So, you know, we need to really pay attention to the ingredients, because the ingredients is going to save your life if you're dealing with a lot of health complications. Really, it is. But yeah, so I lost 3 inches. I lost 6 pounds of inflammation. And it was so weird because I look at my son too, and he's also lost a lot of weight too. And I'm like, golly, you would think, you know, we would be gaining weight because we eat a lot more than what we were eating before. Because I feel like I eat air. I was telling my mom, I said, I don't feel like I'm ever full. You know, usually when I leave like a Mexican restaurant, because we went to Chuy's. Chuy's has a gluten-free menu. It's not big. Don't think, you know, you're going to get this big old menu because it's not. It's very small, but it was still somewhere that we were able to go eat and not have to be at home. So we got these big old plates though, big old plates. We ate them all, and usually you get empanzada, or you get like, you know, bloated, or like, oh my God, I gotta unbutton my pant, you know? I didn't feel that, nor did my son feel that. Neither of us felt that. Honestly, after I left, I was already hungry an hour later, and so we went and got fruit, I think. So I'm just letting you know, like, you're not gonna just be eating like air or nothing. I mean, you can still eat, but you're gonna see some changes with your health, some dramatic changes, because now I was sweating a lot back then. I don't really sweat anymore. Like, usually I have my AC on like at 60 because I felt like I was super hot all day, every day. Now I'm like, oh my God, turn this thing off, because like I'm freaking freezing now, because now my body is balancing out. All because we got rid of gluten. Now, I know some individuals are putting themselves on sugar restrictions, and that's fine. If you need to monitor your sugar for whatever reason, because this is above HS, then that's fine. If you feel it helps your HS, that's fine too. I didn't see an impact with my son, but like I said, I'm more researching towards HS specifically, not diabetes, not high blood pressure, or whatever other illnesses that you may have around HS. So whatever you want to add, that's fine. I'll never go against what people do. But I know that the one thing that really needs to be cut out completely at 100%, not 99, not 98, is going to be dairy. And it's going to be gluten. Because everybody so far that I've talked to is going to be sensitive to both. I don't know why. I don't know why those are like the two main beautiful things in the world, and we got to get rid of them because they are also the most harmful to our body. Other than that, I think that's all I have for now. I'll have another update soon. I will be posting an update on my son's healing on that one tunnel, because I love to see, like, he's just, that's fine that I see like a setback. What's not fine if it gets worse. But what I do not mind is when I see a setback, but I see health. Like, I see that it's getting better. And for those, like I had a lady last night, you know, don't ever think that nobody likes change. Change is very difficult. Even for me, even for my son. Change is going to be difficult for everybody. But if you're trying and you want me to stick around, I will always stick around. Because we need that support. That is the whole purpose of support. There will always be a step back.